The Lakers may have just built the ultimate weapon around Luka Doncic, a younger, tougher roster designed to shake the NBA. But now comes the brutal test. Can Luka carry this new era under the pressure of replacing LeBron and facing a league ready to destroy them?
And Anthony Slater in studio. Dave, you reported last month the Lakers have been telling Luka, just wait till summer 2026. Yeah. Did they deliver on that?
Yeah, they did. According to a source familiar with Luka Doncic, thinking after the moves that they made, he's, quote, excited about them. Now, obviously, it starts off with Walker Kessler, and they paid a pretty penny to get him from Utah to do this sign-and-trade scenario, a bunch of future draft assets, and also, an average salary of about $32 million a year. But they feel like he's going to be able to help them big time offensively as a guy who dives off the pick and roll, a vertical spacer, catching lobs, and then defensively, he is one of the better rim protectors in the league when he's been on the court. So that's a major piece, and I think they got guys like Sandro Mamukelashvili and Cameron Carr and Zaire Williams and also Quentin Grimes, all rising players. They feel like they got younger and they have a group that can grow with Austin and Luka.
They're still after at least one more. I can tell you that they keep calling Jonathan Kuminga. And again, obviously they have not made a lucrative enough offer for Kuminga to jump. But part of their pitch has been, hey, you can come start here potentially. And that says two things to me. Number one, it says the Lakers still don't want to be done making moves, right? And they believe they're a little weak on the wing position, which, I think Thibault will help. I think, Zaire Williams will help. But, they could use some more juice on the wing. And maybe they get Kuminga done. Maybe they don't. I think the LeBron domino affects Kuminga and what he may or may not be able to get. But, again, all I can tell you is Rob Pelinka keeps calling about Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, Dave, are the post-LeBron Lakers done building out their roster? You know this team better than anybody.
Well, there's 16 players on the team. So just by virtue of that information, that they aren't done. They're going to, between now and the start of the regular season, they could carry 16, they could carry up to 20 through the training camp. But through now the start of the regular season, you got to get rid of a player. Whether that's going to be continuing to try to move some like Jared Vanderbilt or Dalton Connect that they've not had success with thus far, and they've quite frankly tried for a while here, or could it be someone like Jaden Hardy, who was picked up in the DeAndre Ayton deal, that was really more about trying to get some draft assets from Washington and move off of Ayton to make room for your new centers with Kevon Looney and Walker Kessler than it was about necessarily Hardy. That's one thing that absolutely has to happen, so that means their work's not done.
Yeah, all right, there are still plenty of big names available in free agency, including this guy, LeBron James. You got the Beard, James Harden, and Draymond Green. There are also some notable restricted free agents left. You got Jalen Duren and Peyton Watson, but a lot of this hinges on a 41-year-old's decision. LeBron has been seen with Draymond Green on several occasions this summer. Anthony, is there any way at all Draymond would ever leave the Warriors to join LeBron on another team? Those two are very tight.
You see the number on that graphic, 27.7.
To me, this is leadership. You see, a lot of people, Wendy, tell me Luka's not really a leader. And I say, how do you know? It's very hard to be a leader when you join somebody else's team and that person is LeBron James. Who's going to take over and be the leader over LeBron? So for me, Luka, whether it's, we talked about this at the commercial break, buying bicycles for everybody in the organization, doing things where he makes a donation to fire victims when he first gets to town, buying out the parking lot across the street from Crypto, and now taking the whole team essentially to a Backstreet Boys concert at the Sphere. Now you're bringing everybody to your home country saying, my team, this is where I'm from, this is how I train, get to know who I am. That to me is the beginning of Luka being the leader of his team. I'm curious, Wendy, feedback on what I'm selling.
Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of getting to know a player's background. It's kind of hard to do when you've got 15 guys. You can't go to everybody's background, but teams try to do this sometimes. Like if I'm not mistaken, Dallas, the Mavericks played somewhere in Europe a couple of years ago, and on the way back they stopped in Madrid because Luka's sort of second home is Madrid. He played for Real. And I think he lives there, and well, now he's got the custody thing, so I think he's I think mostly in Slovenia, but in most years before, he would spend a big chunk of the offseason in Madrid. And they stopped and saw, his play. They hung out in Madrid for a while with him. So it's not the first time that there's sort of been that he's, done this sort of group stuff. So, but I've never been to Slovenia. I've been to that kind of part of the world, and I've just seen that it's very beautiful, and I think it's cool to get the team off on the right foot. At the end of the day, you still got to execute on the court. All that stuff is it's not worth nothing, but it's only worth what you back it up with when you're playing. But no, I think I thought it was a cool thing. I liked it, and if I was on the Lakers, I would be totally down for going and spending a few days in August in Slovenia. I think it's a great time to go, and you get to learn about Luka.
The Lakers may have just made their biggest decision of the post-LeBron era. They are no longer building around yesterday.
They are building around Luka Doncic.
A younger roster. A tougher roster. A team designed to survive after one of the greatest players in NBA history eventually leaves the spotlight. But now comes the question that could define the entire Lakers franchise. Can Luka Doncic carry the weight of replacing LeBron James? Because being the Lakers' next superstar is not just about putting up numbers. It means carrying championship expectations. It means leading a locker room that was controlled by LeBron for years.
And every mistake Luka makes will be compared to the standard LeBron created in Los Angeles.
However, after months of waiting, the Lakers believe they delivered on the promise they made to Luka. The message was simple. Just wait until summer 2026.
And after the moves Los Angeles made, Luka is reportedly excited about the direction of this team.
The Lakers did not just add talent. They changed the identity of the franchise. But building around Luka required one thing the Lakers desperately needed: a dominant inside presence. And they believe they found him. The biggest addition of the Lakers offseason may be Walker Kessler.
Los Angeles paid a serious price to acquire him from Utah.
The Lakers gave up multiple future draft assets and committed around $32 million per year because they believe Kessler can become the perfect partner for Luka Doncic. Why? Because Luka has always been dangerous with the ball. But now he has a player who can punish every defensive mistake. Kessler gives the Lakers a true pick-and-roll weapon.
A player who can attack the rim.
A player who can finish lobs. A player who creates pressure inside the paint. But the biggest change comes defensively. When healthy, Kessler has shown he can be one of the league's better rim protectors. For years, the Lakers struggled to create a defensive identity. Now they have a young center capable of changing how opponents attack the basket. This is exactly the type of player Luka needs. Not another star demanding the spotlight, but a player who makes Luka's strengths even more dangerous. But one big move is not enough. The Lakers know this roster still has weaknesses. And they are not done searching. The Lakers are still building. Right now, they have 16 players on the roster. That means changes are coming before the regular season begins. During training camp, teams can carry up to 20 players, but eventually the roster must be reduced. Los Angeles still has work to do. And one name continues to appear in Lakers discussions: Jonathan Kuminga. The Lakers have stayed in contact with Kuminga. They have not made an offer strong enough yet, but their vision is clear. Bring in another young, athletic wing who can grow alongside Luka Doncic. Because the Lakers understand their biggest problem. They need more speed,
More athleticism.
more perimeter scoring. Players like Zaire Williams, Cameron Carr, Quentin Grimes, and Sandro Mamukelashvili give the team youth and potential. But championship teams are not built on potential alone. The Lakers know they need another impact player. They are also exploring other roster possibilities, including potential moves involving players like Jared Vanderbilt and Dalton Knecht. The offseason is not finished. The Lakers are still searching.
But the biggest challenge facing Luka is not another roster move. It is something much harder to build.
Leadership. The biggest question surrounding Luka Doncic is not his talent. It is leadership. Many people ask, is Luka ready to lead the Lakers? But the reality is more complicated. How does anyone become the leader of a team when LeBron James is still there? Who walks into LeBron's locker room and immediately takes control? That transition was never going to happen overnight. But Luka has started showing signs that he understands what leadership actually requires. Since arriving in Los Angeles, Luka has focused on building relationships. He bought bicycles for members of the Lakers organization. He donated to wildfire victims after joining the team. He purchased the parking lot across from Crypto.com Arena. And recently, he brought the entire Lakers team to a Backstreet Boys concert at the Sphere. These actions may not appear on a stat sheet, but they show something important. Luka is trying to create trust. He wants teammates to understand Luka Doncic the person, not just Luka Doncic the basketball player. And Luka is taking that leadership one step further. He is bringing the Lakers into his world. This offseason, Luka plans to bring his teammates to Slovenia, his home, the place where his basketball journey began. The goal is simple: help teammates understand who Luka really is. Because championship teams are not just built through practices, they are built through trust. The Mavericks experienced something similar when Luka was in Dallas. The team once traveled through Europe and spent time in Madrid, a city that shaped Luka during his Real Madrid days. They saw his history. They understood his background. Now Luka is creating that same connection with the Lakers. And it could become one of the most important steps in transforming him from superstar into leader. But eventually, every emotional connection faces the same test: the basketball court. Because chemistry does not win championships by itself. Execution does. The Lakers have chosen their future. They are building around Luka Doncic. They added Walker Kessler. They surrounded him with younger talent. They continue searching for another major piece. But now the pressure begins. Because replacing LeBron James is one of the hardest challenges in sports. The NBA will test Luka. Opponents will attack him. Critics will question him. And Lakers fans will demand greatness. The question is no longer whether Luka Doncic is a superstar. That answer is obvious. The real question is, can Luka Doncic become the next great Lakers leader and turn this new roster into a championship contender? Because the LeBron era created history. Now Luka has the opportunity and the pressure to create the next chapter.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.